linguistically, as far as NLP goes, and in many ways it's difficult. And so you get your technology infrastructure in place, and then you can compete with them in China and Japan. And become a player. You won't be the dominant player, but you will be a player in those markets, a respectable player that does generate revenue. And we did analysis, investors did analysis, but and then we're going off the point here, so I can just continue on this. So yeah, it's not all, it's not, we're not going to make money next year, but
Did investors share your the values of the operation? I mean, are they also drawn to that?
Some investors are focused on the money, and some investors, we have Thai government investors, so they're looking at the long term. So they say, okay, this will help Thailand, it will help build a knowledge industry. And so they want, they want to see this flourish because it raises Thailand's profile as a culture that produces white-collar workers. This is people that are tourist guides.
Just be drawing parallel to these localized search engines. Is there a potential intention to create a Thai search engine on top of your data? To create a Thai search engine?
There is one already.
Okay.
It's really crap, but it's we control it.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's no match for Google. It's really, but it has a big Thai dictionary underlying it. So on Thai search terms, it gets to the right information accurately, and it's because we've made the effort in creating that dictionary that it is usable, but it is not. It is far from Google scale.
So who's the dominant search engine in Thailand right now? Or is there not one?
Probably Google and Microsoft, I would say, the two. But, they're not dominant in the sense that people use them a lot, because there's very small online population in Thailand, and they don't really, searching is not a key activity like it is here. Like it is in the West, where search is your entrance into what you do on the web. For many people, a lot of people in Thailand go straight into what they're doing, social networks or whatever it is that they're doing. There's lots of communities.
Yeah.
So what we've done is, to fund this effort that we're doing, we've created a series of products that help corporations and large enterprises to we basically make our translation platform available to them. So they can create custom domains. So you can create an Adobe domain or an Intel domain, or a European Union domain, because we do lots of European languages as well. Because for SMT, data is data, and once you've got the basic stuff working, wherever you can get data, you can build engines. So, we have a future where we want to do that. Then we also have some desktop products that facilitate the post-editing and the data preparation. These are new products that are just coming to market, and then there's also a tool to just measure blue scores and to measure what the MT is producing. So these are a number of products that we are introducing in this quarter, and the way they work is that some of these, the heavy lifting stuff, training an engine where sometimes 10 and 100 computers are necessary, those have to reside with us, because not many customers really want to put 100 servers in there. So for the training and for really large volume translation. But for the post-editing, you can, we have client software that facilitates that. And in the project and resource management, that's also stuff that we have utilities that let you monitor what all your post-editors are doing and collect and gather that information to feed it back, retranslation to improve the engine. So, this is a suite of products we call Language Studio. And, for very large organizations like someone like the CIA, we would actually even give them the full training environment. It would require that they would need to put up 10 to 50 servers, but for those kinds of customers, it's possible. So So we're just basically replicating what we have at a customer site for very large-scale applications. And we're involved right now, an area that we're involved heavily in is patents. Today, China produces more patents than any other country, and the rate of patent growth is spectacular in China. It's like 120% in China, it's 3% in the European Union. So already in 2008, China is producing more patents than the European Union. And they write all their patents in Chinese, and if the Europeans want to know what's in those patents, they have to translate them. And they don't care about perfect translations, but they need to know that this one's about nanotechnology, and this one's about database, optimization, or this is a search algorithm, or this is whatever it is, so there's interest, because China also has 3 times the science and technology graduates that India and the US together have. So the future is you're going to see more and more momentum around that. So we're involved in some really large projects like that, but this could be, it could be scaled down to an LSP. We're also working with LSPs that have 15 people. And all they do is one language, and they just want to build higher productivity. So, that's all they focus on. And so it's possible. And this is a chart that, if you can see it here, but there's a list of languages, and there's lots of European and some Asian languages, and so the green ones are the ones we're focusing on. And, there's the yellow ones is some that we plan to do. So we start with the Euromatrix stuff, where the European Union has given us the same corpus in 23 languages. That allows us to create 462 languages right out the gate. Then we start building, our Thai, which are only Thai English right now, but in future, this is on the website, so you can provide, and if you want to know, I'll send it to you. But it's just, this is the long-term vision of what language pairs we plan to do. And there are a lot of English pivots, but not necessarily all of them. We want to do, for example, something like Chinese to German or Chinese to Czech directly. Once we got enough Chinese data that maps to the Czech data that we have, it will be possible to build a Chinese to Czech system. And here's a comparison, but like for example, we don't have a Russian system, and there's not a lot of motivation to build a Russian system because ProMT is doing a really good job at it. And we don't have the data assets, but we need to just to make it to complete the picture. So we will develop some kind of Russian system over time.
Because you're Irish.
Yeah, well, because the European Union gives us Irish data. I mean, we haven't put it up yet, but we've got some data, so we have enough to begin. And it's, there's a SaaS platform that allows you to go in, so you sign in, and then you can translate out, you can clean up, you can pull data out for different things. But basically, you translate and post-edit, and that's all web-based. And now we've created a tool that will be a desktop tool, and this is what it looks like. So you can see the source and the target, and here's at a segment by segment level, so you can see it in its original form, and then you can start making the changes here. So this is one translator we work with. We provide, which I think the next slide gives you some. So we provide a confidence indicator. When that number is large, it means the engine has seen many examples. So we're fairly confident that that's a reasonably good translation. The lower the number, that means we haven't seen it often and we're just taking a guess. And then when a segment is changed, it's marked, when it's completed, it's marked and it goes through for you. So you can take content segment by segment through a review process and post-edit process, and work through it. As you start making changes, they're made visible in real time. You can see here, and if there's more than one version of a change, so if the group is working